Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Morning Pulse. I'm Kelsey Marier, bringing you your top headlines to watch for in your local communities today. We do this every day at 8:30 in the morning, a quick snapshot just to get you what you need to know so that you can get on with the rest of your day. Again, I'm Kelsey Marier, happy to be here with Morning Pulse for KTTC on our digital live stream. This is a digital-only broadcast here, coming to you with the news where you're at. So we have several stories to get to, a few crime, a few election related, and things that you just need to know that are happening today. So let's get started on our first story. This is actually an update to a story that we have been following for a few days now. It was a stabbing in Northwest Rochester. So this happened earlier this week, but right now we are learning some new details about who the suspect is and some information about the victim. So police are telling us Eric Fields, the man you see here on your screen, was arrested in that stabbing that was on Monday, and we're told that the 31-year-old male victim is still alive. So the new information, we know that the victim was a man, and we now know his age. Still don't know his name, waiting for that information from the Rochester Police Department. But Fields is right now being held in the Olmsted County Adult Detention Center awaiting his arraignment. Police say Fields and the victim did know each other. And of course, we're going to continue to bring you any updates, any new developments on this story as the case continues to unfold. We'll update you on air and online at kttc.com. Our second story is election related. This is something that we learned from the Minnesota legislature, or in the Minnesota legislature, you could say. The balance of power in the Minnesota House now is finally back to a 67-67 tie. So you may remember, why is this important, rather, I guess. We've been talking about this imbalance of power for a while because of the House Republicans and Democrats, or the DFL, not matching up. So this new information comes after a special election from the District 40B. That's in the Twin Cities metro area, but it still affects the entire Minnesota legislature. So DFL candidate David Gottfried, who you see here on your screen, he came out as the projected winner, about 70% of that vote. His challenger, Republican candidate Paul Wickstrom, picked up about 30%, and we did learn that there were about 13 write-in votes cast in this special election. So back in December, a little backstory about this whole situation. A judge had ruled that the initial winner of District 40B, again in the Twin Cities Metro, his name was Curtis Johnson. The judge had ruled he didn't actually meet residency requirements, meaning he couldn't hold that seat any longer. So Johnson decided not to appeal that and ended up resigning, which left the House imbalanced. That then led to the DFL boycotting the opening weeks of the legislative session. That was something we followed in the very beginning. So now the House is set to operate under a prearranged power sharing agreement. We have Republican Lisa Damith serving as the speaker for the next 2 years. So that's something that's affecting the whole state with the Minnesota legislature, but something you need to know today. Okay, our next story that we're talking about is some federal funding and what's going on with our nonprofits in the local area. So we've been following federal funding being in flux, right, under the new presidential administration. Well, because of that, several nonprofits in Rochester are actually sharing more about their current needs. We are learning that the Rochester Salvation Army is really in need of food donations. Also, Catholic Charities of Southern Minnesota says its biggest need right now is more volunteers to be able to run its programs, such as the warming center, which is crucial, especially in Minnesota in the winter. Both organizations say this time of year is kind of typically when they see fewer donations coming in, so they need all the help that they can get. Again, that's with donations, volunteers, all the things. So feel free to go to our web story on this. So we have a little bit more in depth on ways you can help, and links for you to do that on our website, kttc.com. Okay, our final story today we're talking about is something that's happening today. Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, she's actually been doing a statewide tour called the Kitchen Table Conversations Tour, and she's bringing that to Rochester today. This is an ongoing effort to hear from Minnesotans about the issues that they are discussing with their families and their neighbors, so she wants to get in on that kind of conversation. She says she wants to hear from residents here in Rochester as well as around the state about the problems that they're facing. That could be grocery store and gas prices, all different kinds of topics. She just says she wants to be able to help find solutions that will impact the everyday lives of our families all across the state. So that conversation in Rochester is starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We have more on that at KTTC.com as well. If you'd like to learn more, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you more details about that later after that conversation. All right, those are your 3 stories that or 4. Did I bring you 4 stories today? I sure did. Those are the stories that we have to get your day started on this Wednesday. I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and thanks always for joining us here at KTTC.com on our live stream for Morning Pulse. I really appreciate it. Again, you can tune in right back here tomorrow at 8:30 for your Thursday. All right, we'll hope to see you tomorrow, and have a great day.